5 a.m. The air over the NATO base outside Kandahar was unusually still. No wind. No dust. Just silence, heavy, deliberate, almost intentional. The loudspeaker crackled to life near the flagpole. The same voice. The same routine. The same order of names. Roll call. Every morning, names were read. Voices answered. Presence was confirmed. And the illusion of control survived another day of war. That morning, the names were read again. Soldiers first. Then interpreters. Then local staff. The voice paused for a fraction of a second, so brief no one reacted. Then it continued. 3 names were missing. No one pointed it out. Not because they were unimportant, but because not reading them was the order. Unwritten. Unspoken. Understood. They were not soldiers. They were not officers. They did not carry weapons. They worked with a translation team. Low profile. Support roles. Easily overlooked. Maryam. Sarah. Layla. Maryam studied linguistics at university. Sarah took field notes for a local NGO. Layla assisted with radio content verification. Their job was simple: move words from one language to another. Sometimes, move silence. The night before, they had left with a convoy. Routine assignment. Routine route. Routine return. They never came back. At first, it was logged as a delay. Then a signal issue. Then radio silence. Inside the base, there was a room where silence accumulated. Screens flickered. Maps glowed. Men spoke in whispers. In that room, the word kidnapping was never used. Instead, a phrase appeared on the report. Status, unconfirmed. By midday, paperwork replaced urgency. Timelines were drafted. Last known locations marked. Names typed carefully. Then stamped. Classified. After that stamp, questions lost their voices. An officer said quietly, "We're monitoring the situation." In war, that sentence is said often. It rarely means anything. In Kabul, Maryam's father received a call. The voice on the line was calm. Polite. Scripted. "We are aware of the situation. You will be informed when appropriate." He asked a single question. "Where is my daughter?" The reply came without hesitation. "We cannot comment at this time." The line went dead. Silence entered the house. The same silence that filled the operations room, only here, there were no maps. No screens. No ranks. The next day, a press briefing. A journalist asked about the convoy. The spokesperson read a single sentence. No further information can be provided. No names were spoken. Not because the press didn't know them, but because names open files. And files demand answers. Youssef worked in administration. His job was lists. Lists of supplies. Lists of personnel. Lists of names. He noticed the empty space. Next to 3 entries, no status. Not present. Not absent. Not deceased. Just blank. In war, blank spaces are the most dangerous. Youssef asked his superior. The reply was immediate. "Leave it for now." Another order. Days passed. Rumors circulated. Negotiations were whispered about. The phrase, "above our level," appeared everywhere. Above where? On the map? Or in politics? No one could say. What everyone knew was this. The 3 names stopped appearing in conversation. The base adapted. It always did. New personnel arrived. New roll calls were read. Old names faded. Every Thursday, Sarah's mother wrote a letter. Same address. Same office. The letters were never returned. They were also never answered. Layla's brother tried to contact a journalist. He was told, "It's a sensitive matter." Sensitivity became a wall, transparent enough to see through, solid enough to stop everything. One evening, Youssef reopened the file. A new line had been added. Administrative hold. He understood immediately. This was no longer a human case. It was a procedural one. He hesitated. Then closed the file. Sometimes, writing the truth becomes the crime. Months passed. A single line appeared in a local report. Several local personnel went missing during an incident. Investigations ongoing. No names. No context. The file wasn't closed. It was shelved. Shelved files do not scream. They wait. Until time silences them. At night, Youssef dreamed of roll call. The voice paused. 3 names were read. 3 voices answered. Clear. Strong. Alive. He woke up knowing exactly why the dream hurt. Near the end of the year, an internal memo circulated. Case closed. No date. No explanation. Closed how? Closed why? No one asked. Those who remained understood the cost of asking. In 3 homes, time froze. Calendars changed. Questions did not. Miriam's book stayed on her desk. Sarah's notes remained in a folder. Layla's radio scripts lay untouched. In official records, they were not alive. They were not dead. They were something worse. Unspoken. This is not a story about kidnapping. It is a story about silence. Not about battles, but about files. Not about death, but about erasure. In war, some people disappear on the battlefield. Others disappear on paper. And sometimes, the most powerful weapon is simply choosing not to read a name aloud.